All right, we are at the Malecon here in La Paz, getting ready to meet up with some new friends of ours from Almost Retired in Mexico. Their YouTube channel, Brighton, and I guess his wife Kat is coming along too. We'll know in just a few minutes. Our meetup would be at the Estrella del Mar restaurant, located beside one of the marinas and right on the bay. His wife, Kat, unfortunately was not able to join us. If you're not familiar with his YouTube channel, Almost Retired in Mexico, you definitely need to check that out. I will put a link in the description section. We are subscribers and certainly enjoy his informative content. Hey, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you have not already done so. Drop us a comment in the comment section. We love to connect with new friends. Okay, we were on the Malecon in La Paz looking around, and it wasn't an accident. We already had the appointment there with Brighton West. Brighton is almost retired in Mexico. Literally, I mean, that's the name of his YouTube channel, Almost Retired in Mexico. And there's Renee, and Jenny is in her crate. I'd show it to you, or in her stroller, but she's already asleep. Brighton, I'm going to turn the camera around because I want it to be on you, and I got some questions that I think that our folks would love to know about.
Let's make it happen.
All right. Okay, I changed the view of the table a little bit there, so I put the pretty water back behind right, and then I thought you'd like to see some sailboats. I mean, this is where we're eating a late lunch at. I mean, does it get any better than that? I don't think so. I don't think that it does.
And the weather is perfect. What is it doesn't of course tell me, but I would say it's what, 80?
Mid-80s.
Yeah, mid-80s. Mm-hmm. Dry, nice little breeze.
Wow.
Loving it.
Loving it. All right, Brighton. How long have you now YouTubing? How long have you been a YouTuber?
Well, on this channel, I've been a YouTuber for 2 years. I think I just had my 2-year anniversary. But I've been doing YouTube since, I like to say since before YouTube, because I was posting online videos. They were about this big because that's what a web server could handle. Oh, we got some chips and guac coming now.
Let's see what we got here.
Oh, we got chips and salsa first.
Yeah.
Guac will come soon.
Guacamole coming soon.
Yeah. So YouTube's been something that I have loved since the beginning, and I've made an awful lot of videos, but this is the most fun that I've had, I think, and the channel that's had the most success of growing over a 2-year period is talking about moving to Mexico.
Now, to move somewhere, you have to move from somewhere. Where's home for you?
So actually, I moved back and forth. So from Portland, Oregon. So my wife and I come down around December 1. I'm trying to push that more into November 1, and then we go back around May 1, and I'm trying to push that more towards June 1. So we drive back and forth, and then usually I will come down here to La Paz during the summer once or twice, just fly down, and we got a place down here, might as well enjoy it.
And hide from well, I say hide. How bad is the weather up there in Portland?
Well, the weather in Portland right now is awful. I think it's like 40 degrees and rainy, and it's, low to mid 80s here. So this is really going to be hard to leave this behind. Come the summer, I'd say July, August, September are perfect in Oregon, and those are probably the worst months here, where it's hot and maybe a little bit humid. So a lot of people do leave a lot of the coastal towns kind of in the late summer to just go somewhere else. Do your traveling during the late summer, go to Europe, go back to the United States, and then come back by October, November. The water here is still warm at that point, and it is great scuba, snorkel, perfect time for all that.
Okay, so you say you drive down.
Mm-hmm.
So how's that trip for you?
Well, we're about to take it. So
Right.
the first 2 years that we were coming down, we had an RV, and it was not a fun trip. It took like 6 days, and it was the RV was about as wide as the roads are here in the Baja Peninsula in some areas. So this year we're in the Subaru, and I think it's going to take us 1, 2, 3 nights, 4 days to get all the way back to Portland. So it's pretty quick, and some of that time will be spent. Maybe there's another night in. Maybe it's 5 nights or four nights. Anyway, not long, less than a week, and that's going to give us some time in the wine region. of the Valle de Guadalupe. Did you guys go there when you were up that way?
We did not.
Oh.
We need to do that. It was cold and
Oh.
rainy when we were there, so it was not pleasant at all.
Yeah, well, this
Yeah.
is Mexico's wine region, so it's just south of California. Kind of makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
So I've been wanting to do it for years, and that's the thing. Usually we are trying to get home or get here, and also with the times you want to cross the border and whatnot, it's never
Right.
like a good time to just hang out. Like often we'll cross the border first thing in the morning, and that's not wine drinking time. Like you know, cross over and then it's like whatever 8 o'clock in the morning. You're not going to stop and
No.
stop at a winery. So this time I've scheduled it to get us there in the early afternoon and have a little fun.
Yes.
Look what arrived at the table. Now that's not out of a jar, is it?
That's the real deal.
That's the real deal.
Straight out of the avocado.
So you drive a Subaru. So what kind of Subaru do you drive?
We have an Outback. So yeah, it's the perfect vehicle. We talked about this earlier, I think maybe in the other video, but Subaru is a perfect Mexico video, especially if it's a few years old, so it doesn't look too fancy,
Right.
but it does well on the roads down here because the roads sometimes they're wonderful, sometimes they're not.
Right.
We got a sucker.
I'll wait till your mouth is full, then I'll ask you a question. Right, we were talking about, you spend so many months a year in Mexico, so many months a year up in Oregon. You're a USA citizen. Are you a temporary resident, permanent resident, dual citizenship? What are you?
We are permanent residents, and that's because we got that going during the early stages of the pandemic. As I understand now, I'm 50 and my wife is 57, and I don't think we would necessarily qualify for permanent residency. Every year or two, they're changing the rules in Mexico. And so they changed the rules, and they pretty much are reserving permanent residency, as I understand it, for people who are of retirement age, and I guess 50 is not it. But we had the financials, and so we just went directly to permanent, so we don't have to worry about going back and going through more process.
Right, so you can cross the border as many times as you want to.
We can do whatever we want.
There you go. Okay, now one thing that when I was looking at playing guitar, when I was looking at permanent residency or citizenship, there's if you're going to do citizenship, you got to be able to speak Spanish. Hold on a second. There's some guys behind me. Hola.
Hola.
Hola, amigos.
Amigo.
I thought they wanted me to join the band, but it turns out that was not what that was all about. They wanted to play some music for us. Brighton, what instrument can you play?
I can play absolutely nothing. I am about as musically uninclined. I can't sing, I can't dance, I can't play. I've tried to pick up the ukulele and it's painful.
Renee, is it painful for you or painful for others?
Oh, that's painful for everybody involved.
Renee, what do you play? Radio or AM, FM?
Maybe the radio. Some days satellite radio.
All right, we're gonna ask about the Spanish, the big question. I mean, you're coming here as a temporary resident. This is not an issue. You come here as a permanent resident. I'm not so sure.
Not an issue. Yep, you can still get. You don't have to speak Spanish to get a permanent.
All right, then
To become a citizen,
you gotta
be able to speak Spanish. Yeah.
Yeah, because there comes that conversation with them that I think if you're over 60, you don't have to do the paperwork part.
You can make it a little easier, I think, when
But
you
you
get
got to have
older.
a conversation. And unless it's just about a soft shell or hard shell taco, chicken or beef.
Whether the margarita has salt or not, and where the bathroom is.
My conversation would be very un poquito. So how's your Spanish?
It's also un poquito, but probably a little bit más than poquito. So I can have conversations pretty much, but nothing deep. So a little bit beyond what you can do at a restaurant. But I was at a quinceañera just recently, and which was really special to be invited to the quinceañera. But it was amazing. I was the only person who spoke English there, and it was a challenge to be speaking Spanish. and to be understanding and kind of like, they sat me down at a table with grandma. So think of like a wedding reception in the United States. That's what a quinceañera is like. Big hall, lots of music, all family, everyone's dancing, and they're going through these different customs. And I'm trying to figure things out and trying to ask grandma things, and it's like very simple, like, you know, who is this person? Oh, he's the brother. He's the, you know, the padrino. Different things like that, which is interesting. But it would have been so much better to like have a conversation.
Right.
So I could get details and I could, simple stuff, but.
Right.
All right, now for our gringo friends back in Virginia, quinceañera.
Quinceañera is a 15th birthday of a Mexican girl. So it is, they were actually amazed. They were asking me like, well, you know, what do you do in the United States for a quinceañera? And I'm like, unless you're Mexican living in the United States, you don't do anything because it's just another birthday. But it is big time. Like, they will spend more on the quinceañera than on the wedding. And it looked like it. Like, you know, the dress, the DJ, the food. It's just like take an entire wedding reception to just move it like 4 hours later. Because, you know, it started around, the invitation said 8. I got there around 9. People were just trickling in. Then around 10:30 is when dinner showed up. And then around 11 is when the music started with the loud music and dancing. And I left around 11:30, and it was just really getting rolling. So,
Wow.
But it was very much like a wedding reception. There was a big cake and a big dessert table, and these were not wealthy Mexicans by any means. These are people that I know that are pretty working class Mexicans, but they go all out on the quinceañera.
Jenny turned 15 years old this year, and
Oh.
I guess
You guys missed out on the quinceañera.
we met Jenny. You missed your party.
Yep.
She's got her back turned to me. She's ticked off now.
She could probably get a dress, a quinceañera dress.
Well, we did get a little poncho
She
for
got a
her.
poncho and ensenada
Yeah, and there's a picture of that. You
and
can
a
see
sombrero.
Oh.
it. That's our
That
little
hasn't showed
Chihuahua.
up yet.
All right, how many years have you been here in La Paz?
Yeah, so we got here, this is our third winter, so we do half and half approximately. And yeah, it was something we didn't plan on buying in La Paz. We just we came here for a long weekend vacation and bought a house. So
Oh, wow.
we didn't do any of the planning that you guys have done in terms of like checking places out. We came down to a city we've never even heard of, and then we got a real estate agent just to kind of give us a tour. And the first house he showed us, we were like, we can get this for $160,000. Yes, on the beach,
Nice.
half-acre lot. Ours is a palapa house with 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, plus a casita with another bedroom and bath, and right on the beach.
Nice.
$160,000. That was before the pandemic, but so it's gone up in value, or up in price / value. But it was kind of like, we'd be really stupid not to do this. It worked out.
So does that mean this is your forever home?
Well, yeah, this feels good. I think the other thing is the amount of community down here, especially with the expats. We feel a really strong expat community here, and like definitely we're about to go north, and we're both very sad. And we've also seen the other expats that are going north, and the community is kind of like going away for the summer, and everyone knows it's going to come back, but it's kind of like, you know, spring break, or not spring break, summer break, you know, when you're like leaving high school and like your friends are all going away and going to different colleges or something. So a little bit like that.
So definitely where you're going to end up doing the full retirement at, because right now it's almost retired in Mexico, but there's going to come a day when I'm retired in Mexico.
Yeah, well, hopefully it'll just be more videos, and my videos will be my retirement, and I'll just keep making videos, and it'll make some money. Someday it'll make some money, and yeah, support me, or support Kat and I.
There you go. All right, I'm going to put a link in the comment section to Brighton and Kat's YouTube channel, Almost Retired in Mexico. Go check them out, watch your videos. very informative, entertaining. They're great videos. Well done, my friend. Pleasure meeting you today, and thanks for having lunch with us. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you for sharing me with your audience and for lunch.
You got it. Thank
Hasta
you.
luego.
Hasta luego, amigo.